Hello everyone, I'm Nick Rogers with the science class of 2020 and the engineering class, and we were put with a task at hand in which there was these candy machines that were dispensing Skittles at irregular rates that weren't right, that we needed to be. So what we had to do was we wanted to make sure that we were still getting a profit in what we were putting in or making about break even, in order so that way they weren't getting too much candy for the price that they were paying, or they were getting cut some candy. But what we did first was we took it apart to see exactly how it worked, and how we figured out that it worked is it was broken into just mainly this right here, which was a wheel that really regulates all the candy that comes out. And in this wheel, there's little notches around this part right here that where you put this little peg is where it'll stick in that little slot. So we tried different settings. We tried 3 at first, and it was giving us about 17 candies. And we found out that in a Skittles bag, there's about 54 pieces of candy in the average Skittles bag. So we wanted to make sure that when we were to put a quarter in the machine, it would give us about 13 Skittles, because whenever you take 54 divided by 4, you're going to get 13. So we put that in there. And then we tested on 3, and we're given about 15, 16 on average. So then we tried 2, and that gave us about 14, 15. So then we put it on the 1 setting, and that's what gave us the 13 that we needed. So then we just put it in. We made sure that we tested them all, and they all worked correctly. And that was the main task that I was put at hand, and that's how I did to solve it.
Hi, I'm Shay Tyrell, and I worked on the gumball part of the project. So after we got them to spit out the right amount of Skittles, we then had an issue where it was spitting out large amounts of gumballs whenever you put a quarter in. So we had to go in and see how to adjust this so it spit out a reliable amount every time.
So the gumball dispensers work very different than the Skittle dispensers. They are these, and they have these 3 holes that will rotate and each spit out gumballs. The ones like this work fine and spit out reliably 2 gumballs every time. The problem is we also have ones like these, whose holes are slightly larger and will spit out more gumballs randomly. So the main difference between them is that the ones that spit out gumballs reliably had these small plastic inserts in the holes, and these ones did not. So what we did is I used a 3D model program called Tinkercad to replicate and print more of these that are approximately the same dimension and design, that fit in the holes just like the other ones do. And now these ones will also reliably spit out 2 gumballs. So after I modeled this in Tinkercad using the measurements that I got from the pre-existing piece, then I downloaded that file and I sent it over to our 3D printer here. And what it will do is it'll just put layer by layer of plastic until the shape is made. And that whole process for a piece this size will take about 30 minutes. So this is the final product. And now, when you put in your quarter, it will spit out 2 gumballs, and it will do so reliably.